Salutations Killjoy Nation, and welcome to a new Let's Play of Robot Arena for the PC. Oh my gosh, it's so great to be back. This has been so long, such a long time, and now I'm finally doing this. I hope you didn't miss me, because I've been gone for at least 9 months now, I think. Was the last video I put up, what was it, April of last year? Yeah, that's pretty bad. So we're gonna start 2013 on a high, and we're gonna get this thing started. Okay, this is probably one of my favorite games from my childhood, even though it's very limited. It is design, but it's still a fun game to play, fun game to go back to, and we'll see what we can do here today. Alright, so we have our player login, but we don't want to be that guy. Who's that guy? Who's that Steve? I don't know that Steve. I don't know him. We're gonna be a brand new person. And we are going to be American Killjoy. If I... Oh, the left shift is the only one that works, that's right. That's weird. I forgot about that, about this game, that the left shift is the only one that capitalizes letters. Or I can just hit caps lock. Anyway, stop talking. Alright. American Killjoy. Okay. And we're going to go to the arena, right? No, we don't have a robot, so let's go to the bot lab and build one. So, they give us default bot. We're not going to have default bot. Okay, apparently you can't delete default bot because you have to have a bot in your inventory no matter what. And we only have $1,000. That's a problem. So we're going to start a new bot, and we're going to call him something really big-headed. Or you know what we'll call him? We'll call him Rampage. Again with the left shift. Rampage. Yes, Rampage is good. Now we can delete default bot because no one really cared about him. Goodbye. And we're gonna try to build Rampage with the $1,000 of cash that we have available. Alright. So here we are on the screen I think we're going to spend a lot of time on, is the bot lab screen. This is where you build your robot, fix your robot, paint your robot, change the controls, do all kinds of things, except for maybe things that are not legal. Anyhow, let's see what kind of chassis we have. We start out with 6 chassis. Oh, actually, let's go over this first. Your bot is made up of 5 major components. You have chassis, armor, mobility, and weapons, as are up here in the little boxes here. You need something for every category on your robot. I'll get to that as when we get to each category. So first, let's look at chassis. Let's do that first. Chassis, they give us six chassis to start with, and they all range in price and in weight and in effectiveness, really. My favorite actually is this ultralight chassis. You could actually put some really heavy armor on that and some nice weapons on that. There's a lot of attachment points, but it's rather weak. But what we're going to start with is the T600 Sword. It's only $400, but it's kind of heavy. It's 100 weight. There's no, is it pounds? Is it kilograms? Is it grains of rice? I really don't know. So we're going to put that in our little heads-up display kind of solid modeling thing. I couldn't think of the word. The word wasn't coming to my head. So here's our bot here. It looks kind of wonky because it doesn't have any wheels, so we're going to give it some wheels. I'll put armor on last, I'll tell you why in a minute. So we have our choice between tank treads, alloy wheels, which have little to no traction whatsoever, rubber wheels, which can get punctured. I usually choose the 8-inch rubber wheels, mostly because of their cost, but actually what I'm going to do this time is use these 4-inch surface mount wheels. In this game, your mobility, of course, can get damaged, so if you have any outward attached wheels or tracks, they can get damaged, but if you have these little surface mount wheels, they sit underneath the robot. So it's almost worth doing that for even the low maximum speed and the weak torque to not have your wheels get destroyed. At least your first robot, because we're trying to be cost effective here. I mean, what are you gonna do? I mean, we have $1,000. I mean, we're already down to $480 because that chassis was $400, and the wheels that we just bought were just $30 a piece. So what's that all about? Okay, so now we're going to do batteries. Yes, batteries, accessories. This is what we need. The CL3 super batteries we'll be able to put in later, but they cost $220 a piece, and you can put 2 batteries maximum in the robot. It can only hold 2 batteries, so we're going to throw not just 1, but 2 standard batteries, because that's what we can afford right now. Let's see what else we can do. We can actually... The bot's pretty much done besides armor. I mean, we can't exactly throw him into battle right now, because he'd get pretty destroyed. So let's throw a weapon on there. All kinds of weapons. They give you all sorts of different weapons in here. You have air rams, axes, rams, saw blade rack, which is probably what I'm going to choose. One of my favorite weapons, at least as a kid, was this Nano 4 air harpoon. They just look really lethal. I don't know, they look scary. The movable saw blades, they're okay, but they seem to break on me a lot. The tungsten steel spikes are nice, so you can line your bot in spikes, so when robots come to attack, they get hurt, as well as maybe like break their weapons on the spikes. I don't know. But we're gonna choose this saw blade rack here. It's got 6 blades. I think that's pretty good. It'll tear off any loose attachment on a robot, so we're gonna throw that sucker on there. The only reason I think that I would use, and I've been kind of throwing this up in the air, like I'm worried about wheels under here because now the whole side of my robot is open to attack, which is a little, but for now I guess it's okay. Actually, do I really want to do that? I don't know. I'm thinking about changing my wheels over to the, what is it, the 8-inch rubber wheels. I might change it to those. Maybe after the first battle. Alright, so we're gonna go to armor, and we have 4 choices of armor. Wow, 4. What a thing, you know? Great choices of armor. We have aluminum, plexiglass, steel, titanium. Titanium, obviously the most expensive at $900. That's crazy, but it's also the lightest. Well, second lightest actually. It's a light armor. It's strong light armor, but the thing is, I think it's puncture damage it's weak to. Yeah, piercing attacks. It's not resistant to piercing attacks. Steel is the strongest, but it's also the heaviest. So you have your pros and cons for everything. Your plexiglass is obviously the weakest, but it's also the cheapest. I usually start with aluminum. It's got average defense, and it's at a pretty decently low cost. So we have $70 to spare. They barely gave us enough money to make a bot like this. That's kind of crazy. So now that we have armor on, we can actually change the color. I don't want to be white. It's boring. Green, blue. I like red. Red looks good. Red for Rampage, right? So, and you can see down here all your list of components down here of all the things that we just put on. We had our chassis, our wheels, our batteries, and the reason these are here, and you see the statuses, because we're going to be going into battle, and they're going to be getting broken, so we're going to have to fix those with the repair button, or sell things if they're not worth fixing. So, and plus we can look up all these little info boxes here about the armors and stuff like that. I don't want to go too into depth with those, because I don't know how much anybody really wants me to read text like that, because I know there's people on this internet that just hate text reading. So, and you can look up the info right here. So that's nice. Alright, so we have 2600 electrical power. Our air power, for some reason, is 10, even though we don't have any of those little compressed air tanks attached to it. And you need those for your harpoons. You gotta put those on for harpoons, but I might do that later when I have more money to make a bot. Competition flags, I remember there's a game that you can play in this game where you have to break the other person's flag off of his robot. That's when it's good to have an axe. Ooh, it's a good thing I looked in here. I want this Diagnostic Transmitter. When you're in battle, it's kind of nice to have this Diagnostic Transmitter because it sends information about your opponent's robot to your heads-up display when you're in battle, so you can see how their armor's doing and how their wheels are doing. So, like how their mobility is. Oh, I gotta get that. That's like cheating, but it's like, come on. Okay, there we go. Couldn't grab it for a second. I didn't have firm grip there. Firmly grasp it, dude. And this is the biggest, like, middle finger in the game. This radio jammer. The whole point of this radio jammer is to scramble the messages coming from the opponent's remote to their robot and make it not work, so you can just attack it and destroy their robot without them getting away. It's kind of sadistic, but whatever. Alright, so we're gonna change our controls here. I am playing on a keyboard. I mean, I would pull out my Xbox controller and my keypadder, my X-padder it's called, and mark my keys to the buttons on my controller, but it's unfortunately too much work for it to be worth anything, because you got to change controls in this game so much, and you're gonna have so many different robots. Like, this is not going to be my only robot that I build here. I'm gonna build quite a few. So, how are we on time? We're at 9:45. I don't want these to run too long, mostly because this game is kind of short, Plus, this is also version 1 of the game. I know there's a second AI pack that got released later on in its lifespan. I mean, this wasn't a very big game, I don't think, initially. I know the sequel to this game, Robot Arena, what is it, Design and Destroy. I couldn't think of the name, because I've always called it Robot Arena 2. Yeah, that one got a lot more success, and that's got kind of a cult following. I know it has, like, a forum and such. So, but yeah, I think this is going to be the end of this episode, guys. So, next time on Robot Arena, after we save, we are going to go into battle with Rampage. So, I'll see you guys then.